All right, all right. Now let me go back over here. Hey, welcome everybody. It's a Monday morning. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like it, share it. We could definitely use your help in this, and just doing that kind of stuff. And let's see, I'm looking for something. Oh, good morning, Alan.
Howdy, Johnny. How's your morning going? And good Monday morning to you, Mike, and everyone else out there in YouTube land, Facebook land. We're on Getter. We'll upload to probably Rumble later. We're on about 10 different platforms. You can find our information directly on the website at innervisionfm.com. And we want to thank our sponsors, Christian Brothers Moving Company, Littleton Eye Clinic, Richard Damiano. Vision's important to us blind folks, as well as those that can see. We all need each other, folks. Also want to thank the Denver Art Foundation. I'm sorry, the Denver Foundation, the Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grant. And I do apologize. We're getting sponsors right and left. We're very grateful to the one and only Lord Jesus Christ who makes all this possible.
Yeah. And speaking of the Lord Jesus Christ, the book I'm reading today is 2 Corinthians. And I said 4, I changed it to chapter 3. I was reading this one, and then I said, I got to verse 13, 8, and then 18, and it says something about like lifting the veil. And that's what I think a lot of us who have taken the red pill, we have lifted the veil, and there's still people that have taken the, oh, hi, Mr. Russell. This is your first time here. And I'd like to say hello to Mike Johnson too, as well.
Hello.
So we, I don't know. It seems like the veil has been. A lot of people have been covered with that veil, and some of us have found the spiritual guidance to take off that veil and look at the spiritual realities of what's going on. So that's why I changed it from 4 to 3. And then verse 13 to 18. So you can read that yourself, that whole chapter. It's a very short chapter in chapter 3. So you can go ahead and read that for yourself. And if you see the face Tucker Carlson up there, that's for a special reason. But we're going to get into some other topics before we get to the sanctuary welcome or not welcome of illegal immigrants. Oh man, so it always amazes me when these sanctuary cities, they say bring your criminals, bring your illegals, bring everybody, but then when you actually do it, they do it in the middle of the night. When they actually do it, then they complain, especially if they're rich. So that the topic, think tank. Or is it a thinking cap?
The thinking cap was first coined in sometime in the 17th century. It was a triangular cap that went on the top of your head that oftentimes it would have little symbols, pictures, and whatnot inside the thing. And what would end up happening is you'd put this thinking cap on, and the symbols that were inside the cap were designed to make you think better and be smarter. That was the thinking anyway back in those days. There's a whole big, long discourse on that. You can find it on the internet, different places like Wikipedia. They'll have articles. There's another place where we kind of drew upon just a few things that the thinking cap dealt with. And I didn't have those pulled up right away, but you can check those out on. Do you remember that website I sent you?
Oh, yeah, you sent it to me, and I promptly let me keep going. I think I don't know if I wrote it down or not.
It's interesting as
message.
well because the thinking cap, it's along the same lines as putting on certain armors. There was another thing that came about right around in the 17th and early 18th century, where goody two shoes, that phrase came about, and it was a situation where the individual had a pair of cloth slippers that would go on the feet, and when they were wearing them, it was I don't know, it's quite interesting. So basically, you had those two articles of clothing that were kind of an essence of what the ancient armor of God really is all about. We're also going to talk about the God helmet, which is something that was developed in 1966. It's also known as the Koren device, Koren. If you ever wanted to research that, check that out. But the design of this helmet was basically to marry the two brain hemispheres together and discover whether or not you could make one self emergent over another, quote, self. So the idea being, if you bombarded the brain with the right brain hemisphere with, I guess, electromagnetic energy, it would stimulate the right brain hemisphere to override and be dominant over the left brain hemisphere, or vice versa. Caused all kinds of crazy stuff, hallucinations. The experiences are well documented in a lot of different places. Deals a little bit with some of the MK Ultra type experimentation that was going on in the late 60s and early 70s. Quite interesting. But really, all of this comes from the idea that there is an armor. There is truly an armor, and that armor comes from God. And
hey, is this the website you were saying? It's WORD and then HISTORIES and then .net.
Yeah, wordhistories.net for the Goody Two Shoes article. Check that out. It's kind of a good read. You can learn more about the God helmet, not only in Wikipedia, but Quora, KORA.com.
Okay.
But all of this, in my mind, actually starts with regard to the armor of God. There is a spiritual armor that will absolutely protect us from any man-made or human-made type stuff. And it's found in Ephesians chapter 6, starting in verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
I get that, yeah.
And boy, are we in it today. I mean, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah.
And boy, let me tell you that there's a little bit of that going on these days.
And I let people know, we've been here before. I mean, in the Old Testament, where people say, that book is so old. Okay, if you read like Exodus chapter 1, verse 16, when King Pharaoh and told the Israelites women, if the boy babies are being born, as soon as they're being born, throw them in the ocean. But there was two midwives that said, no, I mean, they did it for a while. They complied for a while. And I know they didn't, I hope they didn't comply 62 million like we have here in America, but they complied for a while. And then one lady, the mother of Moses, said, wait a minute, this baby is so beautiful. I'm just not going to just throw this boy baby in the river just because, King Pharaoh says so, but I'm going to put it in a basket. I'm going to pray and let God will be done. And then the prince of the Pharaoh, the daughter of the Pharaoh, she saw the basket and said, hey, this baby is such a beautiful baby. Get one of the Hebrew women to nurse this baby, and I will raise it in our house. Then, okay, right now we have Governor Polis, who he wants to be the next president. Don't know if he'll make it or not, but that's where he's kind of set himself up, and he's trying to make himself seem like a right. Yeah. Well, he's kind of making him seem like he's let's see, not in between. What is it? It's called what are the names of this? It's libertarian. He's kind of make himself seem like a libertarian. That's what it is. And so, but he's signing a bill that as it's coming out, you can kill it as it's coming out. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 2, verse 16. When the king found out that this boy named Jesus was born and that the boy was around 2 years old, he sent out his soldiers to kill all the 2-year-olds in that vicinity.
You're talking about King Herod, right?
Oh yeah, King Herod, yeah. Full birth abortion. So Polis, he stopped it at 9 months, but why not go to 2 years? Why not go to 17 years? Your kid is getting on your nerves. He's 17 years old. Cut off and said, oh boy, King Herod said it. Why not? So we've been here, done this before. That spirit, that evil spirit is still around, and it jumps from person to person. And right now it's in Polis, Governor Polis, and all these governors of these blue states. Governor Northam especially. Yeah, we'll deliver the baby, resuscitate it, make it feel comfortable, and then we'll go to the mother and ask, should we kill it? Should we make it? Let it live. Wow. Governor Northam. Right. So, nothing's new underneath the sun. So I see that. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but these spirits that go from person to person to let them do when they don't resist these evil things.
So what is this whole armor of God that I was talking about earlier? You got the helmet of salvation. That's the true God helmet right there. You got the breastplate of righteousness that'll protect your heart. So you got your heart and your mind protected. Mm-hmm. You've got the belt of truth that protects you from attacks that the enemy can throw at you. And in my mind, that belt of truth would actually protect you from getting hit below the belt. Sometimes when you have a knight in the armor, they have a little piece that goes in front of their loins to keep them from being stabbed, so that they are, that protects them so that they don't bleed out and that kind of thing from cuts or stab wounds, things like this. You've got the shoes of the gospel of preparation of truth. Shoes of the gospel of preparation of peace. And that's really a big thing. We've got to be peaceable, because not only is it our code, but we are called to love one another. And man, it's a crazy world. And so when we're walking through it, we've got to be walking peacefully where at all possible with all of our fellow human beings.
Yeah, it's not in our schedule. Wait, hold right there. It's not in our schedule. But this weekend, Hugh Hewitt interviewed President Trump, and he said I don't know, and they've been running it all over the left wing news media, where he says if they should indict me, He said, I don't think they will because I didn't do nothing wrong. But if they should, he said, there's going to be trouble.
That's right.
Right. And so all the
That's
reporters said, he's threatening revolution. He's threatening. And they just, I think Trump lives in their heads free. And he lives in their hotel of their mind free. And
He doesn't have to pay for any publicity.
yeah.
That's absolutely true.
And so they're just going crazy over the fact that he says there's going to be trouble.
Well, he's absolutely right too.
Well, there will be difficulty, and the idea being that we've got to keep those shoes of the gospel of preparation of peace on tight. And of course, that shield of faith and that sword of spirit, which is the word of God. Those are the only weapons that we can use and the only armor that will get us through so that we can stand properly.
Okay. And now you see what me and Alan and then Mike has just said. We took the scriptures that were written 2,000 years ago and we brought it into today's atmosphere. And we applied that and applied it with what's happening today. And it really does give you some wisdom. Ask the Holy Spirit to open your eyes and implant that wisdom in you. And it's like, well, I don't know if I believe in that. They were asking a lot, several kids that were in church youth groups if they believed that, Jesus was part of God, was like God in transit, and that he resurrect. And some of the kids said, well, I don't know if I believe in a resurrection. And so I'm like, and these kids are in this church youth group and they're not solid, right? And I don't know if it's just because of the youth teacher not being able to help them to get them in that direction or what. But this book is a powerful book. And even if for the winners want to blow it off, it's like, how can you serve a God if you don't know what God has said in his word? It's inspired by God, these words, by imperfect men and women, right? But go into the book and read it for yourself and then say, God, open my eyes, and believe
Absolutely.
that he will,
Absolutely.
Let's get into this next topic about Mr. George Floyd not being pardoned after the fact.
I didn't know you could get a posthumous pardon. I mean, after you'd already had your eternal traveling arrangements taken care of, that you could actually get a posthumous pardon.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because all the a lot of the brothers and who minds are still clouded were arguing with me saying, well, he should have been pardoned. He should have been pardoned. And I'm thinking, like, he already got a gold coffin. He's already in the ground in a gold coffin. What more do you want? I mean, here's a guy who during a robbery pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's stomach and say, "You be still while we rob you." And he, like I said, his family has made bank. He got a gold coffin. So you want to erase the whole history of this guy, like the statues you guys been pulling down, so you can erase the history of America, so people can't look at that statue and Google it and find out the truth, right? It's like, enough is enough. The guy, it was unfortunate that he was on some drugs, and that drug speeded his heart up and putting the pressure on his neck caused his demise. But and then that just let loose the Antifa BLM to go destroy Black businesses, to destroy other blue states, and nothing was done about that. But yet they still complain about this January 6th unarmed insurrection. Man, we must be some pretty powerful people to have a unarmed insurrection. And when the FBI guy saying, we have to go into the Capitol, fed. We haven't even seen all the video. And a lot of people, you're busy with work, you're busy with, life in general. So like me and Alan and Mike and the guys that are here, you don't have time to go dive into the deeper part of what's going on. You just hear like the propaganda that the left-wing news is giving you. And if you don't go or TikTok, oh man, if your news source
TikTok went down last week for a little while.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for a day or two, I guess it was down for a little while. Really made some content creators a little unhappy, you know. And I was thinking to myself, how wonderful it would be to experience the entire internet just go bye-bye for a day or three. Just see what happens, man.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Wait
for it. That's right.
Now I want to go over here and play this Tucker Carlson thing before we get into this next topic. And where are
All
you?
right.
Where are you? Where are you?
You know, there's no main screen going right now, right?
Oh, no, I'm not. Let's see. Hold on. It's like we're on a talk show.
Yeah, everybody's got
Like
small screens.
Okay.
Nothing sent.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
I thought you knew. We're just going ahead because of the problems.
That's what you call talking your heads.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at this.
How did you do that last time?
I see this return to meeting, but it's not letting me return to meeting. Let's see. Okay. What? But I want to find out YouTube. Why? So you, Mike, you don't see the video at all.
No.
Hmm.
I see you and Alan there, and me
Oh, okay.
on the
Oh,
side.
okay.
On the side.
And okay, okay, what I'm going to do, because I know
While you're figuring that out, I guess what I can do is just kind of ramble.
yeah, tell us about the sponsor. Tell us about the upcoming interview that was going to be aired with Sailor.
Well, in addition to what we got going here, we got some talk shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 to 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, and that's in the AM, folks. There is 24-hour programming found at KINV-DB and also on InnervisionFM.com. So we're bringing on radio DJs quite frequently. Latest edition is a guy by the name of Sailor Cooper, and he has a show that airs 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Thursday on Innervision FM through KINV-DB. You can catch some of the past shows that will be running in syndication on the 24-hour loop and that kind of thing. But he'll cover just some rhythm and blues stuff on Mondays, Christian stuff on Tuesdays, some country and Western on Wednesdays, and I believe some rock and roll type stuff on Thursdays. In addition to some other folks that we've had on for quite some time. There's a gentleman by the name of Aaron Richmond, who on Thursdays runs from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And you can also catch him in syndication, throughout the 24-hour time cycle as well. Let's see, we got Robert Randall. He does his Holy Worship program, which airs 5:30 to 6:30. Man, I'm doing this from memory. I should have had the schedule up. But he does kind of a Jewish and a Christian type of teaching and that kind of thing. It really brings a new light to the Old and the New Testament. So check that out as well. In addition, we've got Alfonso the Clown Show, or is it Alfonso the Clone Show? Sorry, Alfonso, if I misrepresented that. That deals a little bit with some additional music, maybe some comedy, and some other stuff. So we've got quite a bit of stuff going on. And if you want to become a sponsor, or if you just want to shoot us an idea for topics, hit us up at info@innervisionfm.com. That's our email address. And you can find out more by visiting innervisionrecords.org, all one word there. And you can find different levels of sponsorship that will help us to keep the lights on and will help us to bring content like this to you guys. So yeah.
Okay, Alan,
Yes, sir.
I got it. And we're gonna hit the play. If you don't hear it when I say hit it, let me know and then we'll find out what's going on. Okay, Ira, let's play this video.
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Nothing yet,
Okay.
Johnny, if you can hear us.
Okay, did you hear it?
No, nothing yet.
Oh man. Okay. Let's go back to that. Oh man, you guys should have said something because I was just letting it play. Okay. Let's go back because we have a full screen, and let's go back to the Zoom.
There's no video either.
No video either.
No.
Okay, if we could do more, go to more. Okay. Yeah, do multiple. Yeah, try to do multiple. Okay, I'm sorry, man.
There it is. Not the-
Okay. Okay,
got the video.
let's go back to I guess it's a 2 minute and I don't know where that video started. It was like 2 minutes. Where's it at now?
239, 241,
It's 2:41 now?
241.
Okay, we need to go back to 2:30. Let's see if just right before Obama.
Years.
Yep, you got sound.
There's 230.
Okay. All right, now let's play now.
Clue is Barack Obama. Barack Obama is a part-time resident of Martha's Vineyard. Obama is also, of course, as you know, the country's greatest proponent of diversity. For years, Obama earnestly told us that immigrants were better than Americans. They were holy. They make our country strong.
America is and always has been a nation of immigrants. Throughout our history, immigrants have come to our shores in wave after wave from every corner of the globe. Every one of us, unless we're Native American, has an ancestor who was born somewhere else. That's what makes America special. That's what makes us strong. The basic idea of welcoming immigrants to our shores is central to our way of life. It is in our DNA.
So that was
Okay, everybody heard it now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, okay. Thank you, Ira, and then just put it back where we can.
Whoop.
Okay. All right. See you later, Ira. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Ira is a game changer. Because I couldn't really do all that stuff without Ira, but now I know how to do it. Okay, so let's talk about equity and let's accept all people. Do you know that his place alone, because he's always talking about climate change, he built it next to the ocean, so I guess it's not going to be that much of a climate change, could fit like several thousand of those illegal immigrants on his property with bunk beds, tents, and so forth. So how come Obama and Michelle wasn't down there at the airport welcoming in all these illegal immigrants?
There's lots of passage to that, Johnny. And
Yeah.
what do you think, Mike? You're outside the country, so you kind of have a unique perspective because you're on the outside looking in. What do you think?
You might lose your YouTube channel.
They already had to retract. They already gave us a strike, and then they had to retract it because I showed a bunch of Democrats deniers, and they tried to say, "Oh, the robbers are Trump." I said, "No, it had nothing to do with Trump. It was a bunch of Democrats."
I think, Obama skimmed everybody so he could get all of his wealth, and that's it. He's running Biden. He's the puppet master of that on that part of it. He's in the basement talking to Biden in his ear.
Yes, and I love it when they had that party and what's his name? The one who got supposedly 81 million votes was up there tapping Obama on the shoulder, and Obama just kept having this conversation as if
him.
Yeah, like he was a fly. Get off me, fly! Brushing the fly away.
Wow.
There's some, and like a lot of people that you're watching this, because I talked to, I'm getting some help from some 22, 24-year-old grant writers, and I told them that Denver, Colorado is well, Denver especially is #1 for car jacking, and she said it is. Wow! She looked out the window at her car. So I hope my car is there. I'm thinking like, you don't know this? It's
Well,
like
Denver has gotten that illustrious status only over the last couple of years as being #1 in carjackings. It didn't always used to be this way.
And so these left-wing politicians are counting on the voters to be the dumbest dumb as a rock. And I want to do this thing. I would like to do it. This guy he's going around. I forgot where I heard it on Wayne Dupree show, and he's going around and he's asking the millennials and these young people, "Do you know who your senator is? Do you know who your congressman? Do you know who your governor?" And they're just looking with like a deer looking through a headlight window.
Yeah,
we don't know. It's like, and they are, and somehow I guess they saturate the media with get out the vote. But if you don't know what you're voting for, stay home. It's better that you just stay home.
That's school. That's the education system. The education system has dumbed everybody down. They don't teach you anything about politics or anything else anymore.
Civics.
Civics. We had civics in school.
Man,
they don't teach you about anything. Economics, nothing. They don't teach you anything.
Nah.
That's that core curriculum that they have that Obama brought. It's like, it amazes me.
Yeah, and
but that'll all come to an end.
Yeah, and then when I always like to really back to my daughter. She's like 33, I think. Yeah, she got mad because she got offended because I didn't remember exactly how old she is. But anyway, and she was telling me how smart her daughters are. I said, "What does that mean? They're smart. I mean, are they smart enough to not be propagandized? Are they smart enough to be analytical thinkers? What does that mean? Are they going along to get along? So therefore, the teacher says they're really smart." So I had
critical thinking.
Yeah, I had to really get it in her head that it doesn't impress me for her to tell me that they're smart, because I need to have more details. And what does that mean? And I understand. I mean, because when I was, at that age raising the young kids, I was busy trying to bring the butter home, bring the bread home or whatever. And I can imagine a single mom having to be a daddy and a mom, and how that trick was put into play by the Marxist communist regime that's now in there, and how they flipped it and got the women to believe that I am strong, I'm invincible, I'm woman. Even had a theme song for that.
Carly Simon.
Yeah, I mean, and it was like
Helen Reddy.
Helen Reddy, and it just seemed like, man, it's like, so this didn't happen overnight, and some of us conservative and we fell asleep. We had the Tea Party, and then they kicked their butt so hard that they say, well, if they're going to check into my taxes and all that, so I'm out. I'm gonna tap out. And now they hired, like, they want to hire 87,000 IRS people to put that fear back into
with guns.
With guns. Yes, with guns.
Whether that's
AR-15s. It's like, why do they need an automatic rifle like that? Or it's not automatic. But why do they need a gun like that, but we can't have that?
Well, interestingly enough about that, the ammunition, since they couldn't really get the ban going quite the way they wanted, they've decided to just pretty much all but ban the ammunition. So,
or buy it up.
I'm sorry?
Or buy it up.
Or buy it up. Yeah, exactly.
Just like they're doing the same thing with public land. They buy it from the consumer, and then they say, well, now this is government land, and so you can't grow anything.
Government, it's illegal for the federal government to own land.
Yes,
it's illegal. It's against the Constitution.
Yeah, and then people just say, oh wow, they're offering like market price. Let me just sell it to the government, not thinking, because they've been dumbed down or something. I don't know. They just see the green of the money or whatever. And is when parts of Colorado, the government has more land than this one city. I think it was like in Arapahoe, like they bought like 50% of that land, and it's almost like, why does the government need all that land? And then China, they're buying property near Air Force bases, or not Air Force, but military bases.
Military bases, yeah.
And
So
China's going to lose all their property.
Because
they're going to lose every bit of it over that pandemic.
Mike, you're alluding to something, and since our benevolent overlords here at YouTube might be a little happy with us anyway, a little bit on that.
Yeah,
well,
expounds. Go ahead.
I've been following Trump, Q, and all that stuff for quite a few years, but my waking up started in 97 or 98 when the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah, this is long before Q.
A friend of mine, one of my workmates, was in the Army with McVeigh. They were a bomb squad. And he said, well, he was crazy, but he wouldn't do something like that. They just picked him as a fall guy, And the FBI was out of the building by some miraculous coincidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with the Twin Towers. They were out of the building. How was that? And then you see all these old videos from 2001 that, there was no planes. There was no planes. Going into the Pentagon, there was no plane. There was a cruise missile. That was caught on a parking garage camera. A cruise missile.
Multiple videos.
Now, just to make the fact checkers, we're going to say allegedly They were
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
yeah, for the
Right.
fact checker.
I'm just here telling a story. I don't know anything.
And of course, like Sailor had an interview with this blind guy, Michael Henson, who was on the 78th floor when I guess the floor above, not above him, but like a few floors above, it hit the supposedly at the middle part. And he said he looked at, and this dog was very calm. So he knew not to panic, but the sighted guy, he was seeing these papers flying out from the upper floor on fire. And of course, if you see that and you're a sighted person, you start panicking. But dogs, animals are such, if you just pay attention to them, if you have one, they can tell you when to panic. And you follow them and you'll get to safety. So it was just interesting, like listening to this blind guy who his book is called Thunder Dog. And I haven't had a chance to read it. I'm reading this other book now, and I'll get to that book eventually. And eventually we're going to have him on our show as well. But yeah, I mean, so they sacrifice. Oh, and then, okay, they sacrificed like close to 3,000. Yeah, but this one of the five of the SWAT, Democratic left-wing Marxist SWAT, she counted the terrorists in that number of people that will be in heaven safe because God has been. And I'm thinking like, what? What? As far as them seeing their what is it, 16 virgins, whatever that. I have a feeling that
72 virgins.
Huh?
72 virgins.
I'm thinking like, why did they think a virgin would pick them?
What would you do with 72 virgins?
You can't even handle one, if that. It's like, come on. It's like, okay.
No, let me out of here.
Right?
Man, and they all get in that time of the month, and believe me, it's not going to be a good time. But I digress. And
Lord help me.
Oh man.
Oh, so there's a lot of stuff that just wasn't culture as far as like destruction, things that they allowed to happen. And then they got the Saudi Arabian family out of the country. They were the only planes flying out of the country. Now, you won't hear this on mainstream news, and you'll probably be hard set to find it on YouTube. Maybe it might be on Rumble. Maybe they might have transferred those videos over there. But you'll be hard set. It'll be way, 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 way. You're gonna have to scroll way, 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 way down there, if it is at all down there, to see who flew.
It's the formatting of YouTube to where you can't even find the stuff. They've actually changed.
Yeah, the algorithm it's changed and all that stuff. They won't allow it.
Wow.
Another thing with that, those planes supposedly disintegrated when they hit the building, but the building, the steel was on the outside.
Yeah, but the guy
structure's on the outside. It's a skeleton on the outside.
Yeah.
And what happened to the plane parts?
When
There's
we invite,
there. But they found passports.
Passports? Wow.
Yeah, they found Iranian passport or Iraqi passports or whatever. It's like,
You know what? When we have Michael Hudson on, and we may have some other people who were on lower floors and stuff like that, because I don't know, man. It just, I don't know. It's just a lot of questions, and then I still don't trust Bush and Cheney.
oh,
I just don't. I just think that the frat boy.
Cheney cleaned up when they went to Iraq.
Oh yeah, the frat boy Bush, who when during the Reagan years, they say like whenever he showed up at a party, he was stone cold drunk, and just leaning against the wall. And I would say allegedly, because I need to find the video, because if I pull out the video, then they don't say nothing about it.
And if you pull out the video, it's just a matter of what our benevolent overlords like, what they don't like. While this is up and while we are live and that kind of thing, Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I added a few. I took some channels that weren't doing anything, and I added. And we may get on LinkedIn too, but it's a big process to get on LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff too. But and I've been trying to get
on Rumble.
Yeah, we are on Rumble.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna check it because I didn't set it like I did last Thursday when we tested it. I just have us up there, so I'm gonna make sure that it did, and I just have to finalize it and do all that kind of stuff.
I'll find you on Rumble and start doing the likes on there, because that's really important.
And I spelled Innervision without the R. I made a mistake. So if you look for Innervision TV,
Okay.
without and they haven't let me change it to the right word yet. So it's typo. So chew on this. I know we gave you more than what you expected today, and I love grabbing those videos and putting those out there. And they're still showing our video from the Afghanistan debacle, August 30th of last year.
Wow.
They're repeating that in my 8 o'clock slot over and over and over again. And any of the news shows just come on different hours. So they know what's up, even though they're working for the city and county of Denver. They can't say it, but they'll let me say it. And then, it's there.
Wow.
So yeah, let's not forget the 13 people that this regime that get killed because they weren't in a secure airport, and they could have been in the biggest airport that had more security to it, where that guy just couldn't walk through and drop the bomb. So anyway, it is what it is. But just want to let people know that you are watching Innervision FM, and you can send us a paypal.me/Innervision Denver if you want to support our nonprofit. And we just appreciate you, and come back tomorrow. We'll have another exciting politically charged.
Hit that activity with the different devices that they come on magically for no reason. Is it term?
Oh yeah. I'm
brother?
sorry. Let's hit that one before we go.
Oh, okay.
When I was in Europe, in Estonia, and I thought, you're going to get like superstitious.
Right.
Sometimes my phone would come on at about 3 o'clock in the morning, or the TV would come on at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm thinking like, what's going on here? And I'm thinking like, oh, is there a ghost in here or something like that? Then Alan, tell me what you sent me an email text on about what's happening.
Well, with regard to say television coming on randomly and that kind of thing, that can be done just because there's a power surge. Maybe there's some boards in there that are faulty, and so it'll trip the television to come on. More likely, though, with regard to computers, with regard to cell phones, with regard to newer tech, that type of thing, it's more likely our dear big brother. I would submit.
Well, maybe their big brother out in Europe, because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all one big thing, and it's all controlled by the state, as it were, and technology being made specifically in one place. We don't want to make too many people too mad today, so I don't want to go too far into it. But there are chips made, and these chips can be activated remotely to do certain things, such as activate your phone camera, such as activate your computer, so that even if it's powered down and unplugged, even it'll supply power to the CMOS at all times to keep your clock correct, keep the calendar going, this kind of hoo-ha. But in addition, there are data sniffing devices via satellite and also via Google vehicles that do travel around or have traveled around here in the past. And they'll go ahead and get your hard drive going just enough, supply enough power to go ahead and download that remotely. And poof, all your stuff is now sniffed up and in somebody else's hands as well.
It sort of reminds me of that Michael Jackson song. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me.
Right?
So it's like, so anyway, so we covered all the spots, but we'll be back tomorrow to cover some more stuff. Leave your comments below. Sometimes it takes a while for us to get to it, but we will get to it. And I'm going to put a link in the Facebook thing so you can chat with us and it'll come through. I just didn't do it today because I was setting up some new stuff. So like, share, subscribe. We're stuck at 1,067. So we want to get off that. And we had somebody pop in and pop out, but we will, we'll keep doing these shows. And either this Thursday, Alan and I will be doing, he doesn't know this yet. We're going to track a show, and we're just going to run it and air it on YouTube and all that kind of stuff of the top 12 songs of Innervision. And also we're going to be running the interview with Sailor Taylor, not Sailor Taylor, Sailor
Cooper.
Cooper. We're going to be running that this coming Wednesday right before a show, and we might be doing some other things. So listen to his show tonight, 5 to 8, the Sailor show, and he does an excellent job. And I thank everybody for joining us, and we're gonna call it a day.
All right. God bless everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Have a good day. I'm going to bed.